You have me playing as Japan, which in 1.9 got a couple of significant buffs. For example, the Honorable Restoration now gives 5-year tech spread events instead of 2.5-year tech spread events. Also, it has a ton of really good Mappy bonuses now because all natural harbors now give Mappy, which is super good. I'm going to start out by researching Stock Exchange into Atmo Engine and Railways. Always a good set of techs to go for. We're also going to begin building some wood frame construction. I used to build steel frame, or I used to build iron frame, but the problem is the 75% shortage is just too harsh, so iron is going to be the way. I'm going to move some interest over here to England and France, because we will need to do some stuff over there. Or actually, just England, and our second interest can go into Indonesia, but we're going to need to just wait on that a little bit. Anyway, we're also going to want to put an intelligentsia in the government at some point, but we actually rolled an authoritarian, which means this is very, very low legitimacy. So let's just unpause and wait for February 1st. Now that it's February 1st, our interest in the UK has appeared, so I'm going to declare a war to humiliate Great Britain. And now Great Britain will add open Japanese market. Very rarely they'll add investment rights instead. If that happens, you are in not a very good position, but vast majority of the time they seem to add open market. Anyway, I'm going to immediately do a new war against Brunei. It doesn't really matter, but might as well do something with our infamy. And we should get the opening of Japan trigger in just a second here. Any day now, we'll get the opening of Japan, I believe. Yep, there we go. The opening of Japan. This makes the shogunate a little bit less strong and makes the intelligentsia and industrialists more strong. Take these guys out of government, put in the intelligentsia, and begin passing census suffrage. The reason we're passing census suffrage is we need to trigger a very early absolutist movement. We're also going to raise taxes to maximum and spam the government with IGs to make it impossible to have legitimacy. Now, the absolutist movement should get fairly mad, but they're still not mad enough. We need our radicalism to go up in order to get them radical enough to start a civil war, unfortunately. But the goal is to try to start a civil war. Oh, the Dutch East Indies joined with Brunei. That is really not ideal. Okay. I think we might have to just let them enforce transit rights on us. Yes, I'm just going to back down to this play. That is very unlucky that the Dutch East Indies joined Brunei. Okay, well, since our first war didn't go too well, we're going to try a war against Sulu this time. Doesn't matter too much, just want to do something with your infamy. And yeah, we're going to be waiting for the absolutist movement to slowly go up. Oh yeah, we want to suppress it and bolster all of our other movements. We don't have quite enough authority, so we'll bolster the Mahayana traditional movement instead of the Japanese supremacist movement, I guess. By the way, the reason I'm doing this via the revolution instead of via 50 legitimacy is this way takes 10 years, and we need to get Ensikoku in order to get the research bonuses, and that requires you to either have isolationism or be unrecognized, and it's just unrealistic to be able to keep these things till like 1850 or something, which is like the earliest you can realistically complete that. So we're just gonna have to do it this way, or else you have to stay isolationist or unrecognized till like 1850, which is kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, I guess we should use our influence for something, so I'm gonna start improving relations with the UK and France. I'm gonna start building some trade centers because we want to be able to import things such as iron so that we can swap up to iron frame construction. Also, the absolute movement just triggered. Very nice. We do want to try to get this triggering as fast as possible. Now it is trending towards 90 activism, which is what we need to see. 95 is more ideal because that means they'll be able to hit it with only a +5 instead of a +10, which are significantly rare. Swapping up first construction sector to iron frame. I'll put a small subvention on the import of iron to try to make the shortage go away. So we're kind of running out of infamy, so I'm going to go for a war against Selangor next. Oh, Dutch East Indies is likely to join. Is there one of these guys that Dutch East Indies isn't likely to join? Did we just get really unlucky this game and Dutch East Indies hates us? Oh, it's because of our government, right? Belungen doesn't look like too bad of a choice. We'll just do annex country on Belungen. Okay, it is going up to 95, which is exactly what we want to see. That will mean a fairly easy thing. We just need to get a 5% event. Unfortunately, we're not really getting many events, but anytime we get an event, it should be a very likely civil war. Looks like we're getting no events, but we're actually about to hit 20% radical supporters, which should just trigger a civil war off of a natural radicalism growth. Yes, 100%. Okay, so we're going to get a civil war in just a couple of weeks, which means we should work on getting a guarantee from the UK. Guarantee my independence, please, UK. -71. Okay, so first, to improve this, we will maximum conscript up irregulars, which should make that a little bit less bad, but yeah, still minus 62. We will owe obligation. We will do a 7,500 money transfer because, yeah, we're gonna have to. Usually this isn't quite this much acceptance, but that means we're gonna need to not do quite as many goods transfers from them. Because I guess they're in a big deficit right now, which normally they're not in a very big deficit, so you only get like 50 acceptance from that or something. But 83 is really good. That should mean we can get a fairly easy 100% shot here. Sometimes I think you can get unlucky enough that you can't get to 100 without using like prohibit trade or whatever. But here we can get to 100%. Yeah, send this treaty to Great Britain and get the protocol or whatever. And the Civil War is about to trigger. And Great Britain doesn't love us. That's not great. But if we take out the intelligentsia, Great Britain should be willing to sway to us. Yes, Great Britain is willing to sway to us now, which is exactly what we needed to see. Okay, we're gonna put our army over here because I believe, no, this isn't actually our capital, but I think this is usually where Britain sends their troops. Now we're gonna wait for Russia to declare neutrality, I think. No, we're just gonna call in Great Britain. I'm pretty sure Russia won't join. Yeah, they're minus 31 because it doesn't actually matter what's over here at all, really. Okay, we can actually stop passing census suffrage now, and also stop suppressing the absolutist movement and stuff. And now we can just start bolstering the peasant movement and try to go for homesteading. And with UK help, we can see we're massively winning these fronts. Also, we have 0 infamy. Oops, that's a bit of a mistake, but it doesn't matter that much. We can just do some sort of small war, probably. Dutch East Indies. Okay, this looks like a decent war. Whatever, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I'm gonna go max advance front and try to win this war ASAP with the help of our British Indian troops. For some reason, Britain themselves doesn't send over anything, but India seems to send over stuff. Yeah, the Civil War is just super easy with the help of a couple of British Indian troops. Oh, actually, Britain did send over some stuff. I guess they finished the Opium Wars, so now they're sending us over some stuff. And we want to finish the Civil War as fast as possible, of course, because we want to minimize the devastation the Civil War causes. More devastation, more bad. Yeah, just a second from now, and the Civil War should be over, pretty much. We need to occupy Hokkaido or wait to minus 100. Either one should happen very, very soon. Looks like we're almost done with homesteading as well, which is very good. Yep, there's the restoration complete, and we're now the Empire of Japan in roughly 3.5 years, which it's not amazing, but it's pretty fast. Looks like our Civil War built a bunch of new construction sectors. I'm going to delete most of these because they're not really in great spots for construction sectors, I think. Maybe something like this is what we'll keep. And we'll swap this up to iron frame. Now, let's see what a good legitimacy government is. It looks like we might just want to do a pure intelligentsia government. Alright, that's a 98% on homesteading. Good. What are my trade centers doing exporting iron? I'm so confused. Okay, but I'm actually so confused by this. Maybe we swapped up a bit too much. Yeah, we need to swap back down, I think, because we were running a really bad iron shortage there. Now, I guess we can stop bolstering the peasant movement. And I'm gonna try to make the modernization movement a little bit mad. I'm gonna bring the industrialists into government, lower taxes so that we can do LF, except we don't actually want to do LF. We just wanted to get the modernization movement to be mad so we can do interventionism. And we're going to make taxes high again, and the movement will let us pass this while being low legitimacy, which is pretty nice. I think, yeah, we can just unpause now. Do we want to do it with UK? France is likely to join. Surely they're not actually. Oh, the Austrias are likely to join though. Okay, we're just going to go for it. Liberate Chukotka. Sure, I'll take 20% offense defense. That's pretty good. And then we'll also take liberate Kamchatka, and then this only requires a state, so we're gonna go for that, I guess. And then revoke claim on Sakhalin, I guess. And that should be pretty good. We do need to build up a navy though, so let's get working on that. You can now build up ships while you don't have military shipyard or military, what's it called in your economy, because it will auto import them. And take a look at what it's called. Mana Wars. I feel like when the AI dislikes a treaty, it should like let me renegotiate it. It doesn't really make much sense. The AI should dislike a treaty but not want to renegotiate it to nothing. We get this event, which gives us relations with Russia and USA. We'll take it. Austria joined against us as well. Very much not ideal, but we will find a way. Okay, the war has begun. I'm gonna split off like 5 troops and send them over to Kamchatka. Oh, we do need to get an admiral for our fleet. Now that's a big Russian naval invasion. I'm gonna conscript up everything because, yeah, that's scary. I'm gonna do 4 generals on this army because we do want to push as fast as possible. Chukotka first. Okay, we can do this treaty. Get rid of our money transfer to Great Britain. That's huge. We're still losing 24k. Okay, we like have to pause construction, and we're still losing money, which is not ideal. We need to do some taxes, bro. Wow, wow. This is crazy that we're still losing money. How in the world are we still losing money? Oh, our stall chance is coming back from the absolutist movement. Can we do industrial? No. Oh, we actually have a protectionist landowner, so they would actually help us pass this. Oh, let's do industrialist PB, or industrialist landowner government. That's actually good. I just realized we have like a 90-something% chance of getting intelligentsia being one of those two, so let's do this. This is so much better. I should have realized this way earlier. Well, we need to try to defend this front. I kind of doubt we'll be able to, because they have quite a few troops here, but maybe we can do it. Oh, they actually have huge penalties compared to what I thought they would. What? Oh, they sent over 1,000,000 troops, and I guess they count even though they haven't even arrived yet? That's surprising. Okay. And the naval invasion already got canceled because they just kept on losing battles due to that huge penalty. That's kind of weird. Dang, I thought I'd won the war, but no. Austria disagrees that I won the war. That's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that Austria disagrees. What do I do? What? The Dutch East Indies got this? Oh, they fixed the bug where you can just have them occupy the whole country, then you get the annexation? Dang, that's so sad. What do we want to go for? Maybe we just go for South Africa? That's probably decent. How big of an army do they have? Yeah, only 30 power projection. We got 0.5 infamy left, so we're gonna decay below 0 before we get there probably, but we're only gonna lose like 0.1 infamy or something. This is so evil that Austria is doing this to me. How could they? I'm just gonna delete the conscripts because we like need money. Also, I should go declare that war. Yeah, okay, now we're running a positive balance, which is at least something. Interest is kind of killing us right now. Interest will go down a lot once we become recognized, like 3x or something. Okay, let's go on the defensive here, and let's hope that we can win this war. You know, we could give up regime change, which doesn't actually enforce any laws, but it will change our government, which we definitely don't want to have happen. Wow, Russia's actually going to hit minus 100, and that's how this war is going to end. That's crazy. And in fact, we still can't white peace Austria, but we get the recognition, which is at least something. That's crazy that Austria still doesn't even want a white peace now. Crazy. Well, in just a couple of days, or a couple of weeks. Oh no, now they're only getting 0.3 a tick? No! Yeah, I'm gonna finish this government, or this iron mine, then I'm gonna start building government administrations, because we need to get that ready for this interventionist impasse soon. Yes! Proposed peace deal. Finally out of the war. Nice. Oh, this army has no org? Okay, let's get a... We need like a bigger navy, I guess. This is not ideal. Let's just demobilize for now, because we need to save some money if possible. Surely with a 90% chance we'll move on to the final stage of interventionism. Surely we won't keep failing at it. Just a couple more days and we should get interventionism. Yes, finally we get interventionism, which means our economy is saved. What do you mean we're only getting 12,000 reinvestment? This is not okay. No. Just swapped everything up to iron frame. Looks like it's fine. Yeah, we can actually afford maybe a little bit more. Definitely in a much better position now. I guess let's swap over to a little bit more of a legitimate government now. And we're going to be hoping for some of the events that will let us get the plus 100% tech spread, because that is super good if we could get those. Yes, here's the first one, Embassy to Austria. Now, actually, I should put on some social mobility decrees to make these a little bit more effective, but we'll get 100% tech spread. Now, we're not going to click this because there is about like a 1 in 4 chance that we'll get a second one of these events, and if we click this, then we won't be able to have that option, so it's just better to leave this event here so that we can get that chance. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get a second of the event, so we'll just click this here, Plus 100% tech spread for society is very nice. It claims, it doesn't show it here, but if we look here, you can see 66 to 198, which is super good. We're gonna build a bunch of ships, one in every state, so that we can get as many troops to naval invade with as possible. Well, we didn't get a duplicate this time as well, but we still get plus 100% military tech spread, which is pretty good. I'm gonna get an alliance with France. I just max conscripted line infantry so that they wouldn't hate our army power protection or anything. And then I'm gonna create a sovereign empire power block. It's gonna be pretty good, so we can get some mandates going. Yeah, let's form this power block here. Very nice. And we'll try to go for some South American subjects probably. Also, we're invading Transvaal right now, but oh yeah, we got 10 ships, so let's take out 5 and yeah, bring us up to 10. Start upgrading to line infantry if possible, and start going for an attack on Gaza. The troops are slowly upgrading. They're getting supply shortages, but oh, what? Why does it not show up here anymore? That's weird. Okay, it's going back to 100. I think we got this. Yeah, our offense is 18, and we've got way more troops, so I think we should be able to get into Gaza and then Transvaal. Looks like our trade centers are fairly good, so I'm going to build a couple more levels of trade center. Now we're lacking tools. Maybe we should build some tooling workshops. Probably should have built some tooling workshops a while ago. Well, that's not a very large Hindustan revolution. Oh, I forgot to swap up to sawmills. That was a huge thing. Why did I forget that? No, I'm so stupid. So we actually have 24 months till one of our tech spread events is going to go off. So now it's going to be a good time to pass a law because when you're passing a law, you can't get one of those events. So I'm going to go for appointed bureaucrats. We really much want to get this in for that plus 25% taxation capacity, which is pretty huge for Japan. Go for protectorate on Chile, give us some mandate growth, and shouldn't be too hard of a war. Just can call in France, I guess, to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, let's call France in. That'll be pretty good. Okay, yeah, Chile just backs down. Very nice. Get a Transvaal uprising. A little unfortunate, but should be pretty easy to deal with. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get appointed bureaucrats passed before our things run out. Also, we just ran out of infamy while I'm in this menu, so guess we should go for a new protectorate. Only problem is Great Britain kind of wants to join against some of these, or join against us in some of these, which is a little unfortunate, although we could try to use it to snatch India. Yeah, I'm gonna go for protectorate play on Argentina. See what happens. Maybe UK will join, maybe they won't. I actually don't think we have enough infamy to protectorate India without going over 100. Call ally on France. UK is -2. Okay, not ideal. I'll use a couple of revoke claim, or one revoke claim, I guess is all we really have before we might not have any maneuvers to transfer India. UK is out of the list, so I guess we can add more war goals to get Argentina to be more likely to back down now. Oh, Argentina just backed down. Okay, that's nice to see. Great, appointed bureaucrats gets passed. Oh, Netherlands joins against me in a war for New Granada. We need to call France into this play. And, well, I really want to take British Raj, but it's kind of just not really doable. So, we're just going to take the Dutch East Indies. It's a little early, so yeah, that's nice. Okay, the war has begun. We need to get into the Dutch East Indies capital or something. Or France will probably just figure this out for us. Oh yeah, I added a couple of goods transfers for 3 maneuvers each just to make them less likely to back down. Sure, 100% tax credit. Or wait, we don't want to take this till the final 30 days or else we can potentially lose out on getting multiple of the event. So apparently Netherlands is just going to hit capitulation desire without us even capturing the war goal. Okay. Well, that is pretty nice. The Japanese East Indies acquired. Very nice. Military railways. Take the 10 legitimacy. I'm gonna start going per capita taxation. It's quite a bit more money. I should probably adopt state Shinto. I don't think there's really a reason not to. Nice, we passed per capita taxation. Nice little source of income. Oh, we can expand construction a bit. That's good. We should maybe finish these railways first? No. We kind of want to make the trade unions happy, but to do that, we'd have to pass a law, and I kind of don't want to do that because, we got to get more of these lessons from the West type things. We do have obligations from 6 people, but I think there might still be more that we have good relations with that we don't have an obligation with. Let's see. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I really need to start improving relations. I don't know if it needs positive or zero, so I'm gonna go to try to go to +1 with Sweden, and that might be enough. I think it includes major powers. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. Hmm. Okay, we got our first company. I'm gonna do the tool company, give it monopoly on tools, give it steel mills as its industry right, and then we'll do trade charter as well. Oh, we get Sicilian military consultants. Nice. Bruh, I forgot to subsidize the railways. No, this is terrible. We also need to subvent the import of engines. It's really profitable to build government administrations in Kanto, it looks like. We're only spending 15K on government administrations or making 35K in tax. So that should mean that I should just build this up to taxation capacity, right? Or it's actually almost built up to taxation capacity. We just need a couple more. And then we can start working on maybe our next state to get to tax capacity. Although, I don't know if any of our other ones are close to the GDP per capita level. Maybe Tehuku is the next closest. Maybe Kyushu. No, I think it's Tehuku. Yeah, Tehuku is the closest next one. I definitely did include a ton of zero army general, army battalion, army. What are these even called? Just armies? I definitely didn't create a bunch of zero battalion armies so that I could get that event. No, that would definitely never happen. Um, okay. I guess I'll take the negative 25% military research speed. Well, I'm a great power now, which is kind of good, but also means that we can't transfer India for unrefined infamy anymore, which is annoying. Apparently, wood is our highest demand thing, or highest difference in demand versus supply, so I guess I'll just spam out some wood for our country. That seems pretty good. Got my first mandate here. We could go like construction or something. Kind of want to go food standardization because, yeah, SOL isn't very good right now. So food would maybe help out with that a little bit. We could also go companies, not awful. I think I'll just take food. It's a little tough, but food is always a decent mandate option if you're playing one of these semi-backward starts like Japan or China. Okay, we have one more company slot now. I think Wood Company makes a lot of sense here. I want to go like Mitsubishi or whatever, but we can't go that company because we don't have ironclads. So I think that this is a decent company. But we need to go this one. We could do that for +10 infamy K, but I really don't think it's worth for 50 extra infamy throughout the campaign. Not even, because we're already 20 years in, so more like 30 infamy probably by the time you get prosperity. I think Wood Company is just going to be the play. You know, it's always a pretty decent company. Unfortunately, we can't use the industry right because we did go tooling first. Because I do want to use those prestige tools. They were always really good. Oh wow, we're spending way too much on subventions. We should not be subventing that much import of iron. Oops. Yeah, let's stop subventing the import of iron. That was a huge waste of money. We really don't need coal either, actually. We actually don't have that many coal mines right now, but we can easily build them up in here. We can start going for public health insurance now, which would be very good. So let's start doing that. And let's also put in the church. It's a little late, but yeah, it is what it is. We just finished tech spreading it. Definitely want to start getting that pop growth up a little bit, though. 1.2% right now isn't terrible, but we can do better. We've passed France, and we're now the 6th largest GDP in the world. Very nice. We're getting pretty close to passing USA and Russia. Oh, we passed the USA. You will support independence, making New Granada just impossible to keep loyal. I guess I'll just decrease autonomy on Chile, and we'll probably just give up on New Granada for the most part. Maybe once we reduce autonomy on like Peru, Bolivia, we can grant state New Granada to reduce autonomy on them. But yeah, the support independence stuff is going to make it kind of impossible. Oh, we're past Russia as well now. We just need to pass up Great Britain, and it'll be in the top 3, which is pretty cool. Public health insurance is super nice. Probably going to start building up a bunch of government administrations now, because quite a few states that are actually, I think, worth building up government administrations in now. Like Kyushu and Tehuku, although we need to make sure we have infra. But we should be able to get infra. And then, let's see. Yeah, we need like 15 government administrations here. Pop growth should be a little bit better. As we level up healthcare, it'll get way better. I'm leveling up the healthcare institution because we got a ton of bureaucracy from building all those government administrations. I wonder if those are profitable. Yeah, I think those probably were profitable. Or at least the ones in Kyushu. Over here we can see, yeah, that's super profitable for Tohoku. Is this a renegotiation? Um, I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, this must be a renegotiation of our previous. Or did they break it? I guess they broke it, and now they want to give us trade privileges. So, okay. Just gave this company investment rights. Looks like we got a regional HQ in West Java. We'll see if that can grow to steal some of the East India's reinvestment. And maybe we should do the same on this one. This company really isn't that profitable yet, so probably isn't really worth it. Maybe we should give it a monopoly on logging. I don't know. I think we don't want to do that because we want to keep logging kind of cheap. Or actually, it's kind of cheap right now, so let's give it a monopoly. Just let it expand a little bit into all of our stuff. Actually, I really should just be privatizing all these industries. I kind of just forget to do that. But I should be privatizing all the industries I have companies for. And maybe all of them now that we're at 50 million GDP almost. I'm gonna raise government wages, and that should bring our block up to 5th. Now we can get another mandate. Now, what mandate do we want to go is kind of a tough question. Colonial offices kind of make some sense. I think it's just construction one, really. We need to get that 10% state construction efficiency. And then I'm just going to kind of start exporting a ton of tools. We've got pretty good tools that we can make here. Although we are going to like maybe run out of steel production because, we don't have that much iron on our island, actually. Iron is the thing we kind of lack here. Although, if we take Manchuria or whatever, we can get lots of iron. Southern Manchuria's got tons. Do kind of want to go for Southern Manchuria plus Korea in a war. I don't know. I mean, Beijing is kind of better. Yeah, maybe we just go Beijing. But Southern Manchuria would give us the Southern Manchuria Railway Company. Actually, we need like 2 states, so maybe that's not really a good option, and we should just go for Beijing. Let's see here. Transfer Joseon. Oh, also, does China have their market opened? No, they don't, so we're gonna have to do that too. It's gonna be a lot of stuff we gotta do. China has 10,000 power projection. This is gonna be really tough. France's help, we can probably do it, but if we get mill access, through Siam, does it work to get us through Yunnan? I don't actually know. We can't actually get mill access through Siam, can we? I should maybe encourage agricultural industry and encourage manufacturing on Kanto. That should be a lot more GDP, probably. Yeah, 18.3 million. I don't know if it actually changed before we looked at it because it didn't change. You're looking at, you can see the tool price went down a little bit from that. We're up to 55 million GDP, which is pretty nice to see. I'm gonna conquer Portuguese South Angola because it'll give us something new to colonize with into Africa. We do need to get a colonial law, but yeah, we can't get legitimate governments with the industrialists in, so that's kind of tough right now. If we could maybe get a jingoist, we could do it. I don't know. Kind of just can't get any legitimate governments, which is not great. Oh, okay. They just accepted. Great. Oh, proportional is more money. We're gonna go prop tax now. No, Britain, don't transfer Joseon. I don't approve of this nonsense. Scams. Okay, China ends up backing down, which means they won't get Joseon, which is good. I guess I'm gonna go for a Dainan protectorate. I just, want to get a country we can enforce mill access with into a China war or something, and this seems like a decent country for that. Just gonna add in a couple of war goals to make them a bit more likely to back down. Okay, that's decent. Okay, unfortunately they didn't back down. I'm gonna go for a naval invasion on Cambodia, I guess. See if they defend their subject. I'm hoping they won't, but if they do, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. They are defending their subject, but actually Chile is going for a naval invasion on their capital. I mean, that's something, but I think we need a bigger navy, so... yeah, let's actually just build more boats. Like 5 boats per state here. That should be decent. Oh, we're actually landing in Cambodia. That's good. Okay, we're gonna get into Cambodia here, and then from there we can just dump our big army in and win. Get this event I've seen a bunch of people posting about where your heir becomes an enlightened royalist in exchange for -40 popularity, and I'm definitely all for that. So unfortunately, we occupied the capital last, which means we didn't actually get to not enforce our wiggles because they just insta-capitulated. It's a bit of a mistake because that means we don't get to have Cambodia actually. Bit of a mistake, unfortunately. The great prop tax pass. Income taxes suddenly jump up like crazy because we have tax cuts happening right now as well. Once the tax cuts run out, we'll Start making a actually good balance. We can afford more construction. No, you're kidding me. The evil Krakatoa eruption happened. How dare they do this to me? Why would you do this? This is evil. Now I have to die because Krakatoa. How could you do this? We get 100% tech spread. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked that. We should have waited to see if we could get 2 of the event, but whatever. GDP really fell off a little bit here from that. I seen the eruption. It's really annoying. I'm gonna go in on China, liberate Formosa, and then I'm also gonna do transfer Joseon. It's actually gonna be cheaper right now just because they're only having half their states, so that's gonna be fairly cheap. Then I'll also conquer Beijing, then lib Manchuria, and then we'll try to call ally France, except we don't actually have enough to get them in. Oh, they're fighting North Germany right now. Bruh. This is a bit of a mistake, maybe. Yeah, that's not great that they're fighting North Germany. Guess we can sway Dynam with the obligation. Doesn't matter too much. Just give us a front. We really need to sway France. Oh, we can sway them with something. Except we don't have enough maneuvers for it. They want Suzhou. Bro, what? They want to conquer Suzhou? This is ridiculous. Maybe we can win this war without... I think we got to try to win this war without France, which is going to be tough. But, yeah, we can't really call them in, so... we have to try to win it without them. Okay, China's in with their Korea Civil War. Now they're sending everything down here, and we're really not doing amazing, but also not doing that badly. Just need to try to get ready. The war. They have 80 troops just garrisoning? That's crazy. How in the world are they doing this? We should start building up a bit more troops though so we can do a naval invasion on, what's it called? Beijing or Joseon or something? We're not doing a very good job at holding Tonkin. The advantage is not in our favor at all. Maybe let's try to do a naval invasion on like Suzhou or something. We need to find something we can do because things are not going well. Oh, the front is actually in our favor. Maybe we can just push down here. Is this our... are we finally gonna win? Please? 37 advantage is actually really good. Yeah, we've got more troops on the front actually, which is, yeah, really, really good for us. If we can just battle spam the Chinese and win the war, that would be great. I think we're doing good. Yeah, oh, this battle is not going well for us. Oh, is it somehow going well? Nope, we get... oh, what? No, we lose. Okay. But we're winning all the other battles. So we're gonna get like Guangxi or something. 70 advantage. It's looking good. Splitting into 2 separate armies so that we can push faster. Because we have more generals in advance. Oh, they assigned more troops to the front. That's not good. Yeah, more troops to the front is gonna be a problem actually. Unless it's not. Okay. Maybe we still win actually. And that's just all good. Okay. Well, we're trying our best to push up through China. It's a bit tough. That slowly is seemingly working. Very, very slowly. Budget isn't looking too terrible. I think maybe we should swap up to steel frame buildings more. Yeah, I'm gonna do a bit more of a swap up to steel frame. See how that goes. Yeah, prices aren't too bad. Yeah, we made it to Hebei, so we're now only 1 state away from Beijing. The true snake has commenced. I think the update made so that the AI is much more likely to do this sort of military stuff where it will actually kind of just snake towards where it should go instead of expanding out everywhere, which is pretty nice. Okay, we can finally enforce on China. That war took so long. Did we even get the Chinese into debt? Okay, we did at least get the Chinese into debt, but like no debt actually, so they're going to instantly get out of this. Or actually, what? They're going to 4,000 more debt per tick? No shot, I don't believe it. It's because they were mobilized, probably. No, what? They're actually doing it. That is very surprising. I'm gonna start trying to improve relations with China. Oh, we can actually get the industrialists into government. Okay. Well, I really want to try to pass colonial exploitation so that we can actually start colonizing. That would be pretty huge. I'm like 100% sure I used the open market CB, but somehow we didn't open the market of China. Did I actually forget to use it? Maybe I actually forgot. I really thought that I opened their market, but that means I can't lock them onto poor laws, which means that we can't really get them to not, or to get them to bankrupt here, can we? They're at 8.91 million debt. I think they're going back down though. Yeah, they're going back down in debt. There is actually one thing we can do, which is find something that's really cheap in the Qing market and get them to send us a ton of it, because this will like crash their, or it'll make their price go crazy high, and it'll also crash our price, which will then make them have a very unprofitable transfer. You know, it's not ideal because it's kind of cheesy, but you know, it's kind of gonna be anyway. I can't believe that I forgot that. Wow. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. We can just do something like this and bankrupt the Chinese. I'd love to bankrupt the Chinese. As a great China bankrupter, I love bankrupting the Chinese. Yes, we'll just take infinite of China's stuff, and that seems like a pretty good deal. And now China is going into debt probably. Let's take a look. 9.28 million into, yeah, 9.45. All that cheap grain we're getting goods transferred from China is very nice for these food industries. How are they still not profitable? What? How in the world is this not a profitable building? Every input is cheap? This is so confusing. Oh, we have no mappy here. Okay, we need to build more railways, I guess, in order to fix mappy. Yeah, we have negative 150 infrastructure. Oops. Unfortunately, we can't keep passing colonial exploitation because we got too low legitimacy, so I'm gonna have to lower taxes. Very, very annoying, but it's what it is. Very sad that we have to lower taxes because that means less income for the government. And I need to try to expand up the state because I want to try to get more states good here. Country needs more GDP. I was subsidizing the rice farms, which was not smart given our current economy where we, have 10,000 grain coming in from China. Oh, we've taken over the British as the #1 economy in the world. Oh, our ruler died and we now have Kome. I thought they made it so that you instantly get... Oh yeah, there we go. Meiji Yamato has spawned in. Now I'm just gonna abdicate the throne and we'll get Meiji. Wait, what? Enables multiculturalism. This didn't used to work like this. I was just planning on resigning here because I knew this character had over -50 popularity, which means you can instant abdicate. But okay. Actually, I should have known this, but yeah, we'll just put the armed forces in government, I guess, and pass multiculturalism. Okay. Wait, how is this even allowed? The ruler likes multiculturalism. Aren't you not supposed to be able to abdicate to laws you like? I don't know, but I will take it. Big nice. With Meiji as ruler, we can actually raise taxes again and kind of be fine. Although we do have a lot of radicals, which is not ideal. Maybe we'll go food standard 3 for an extra SOL. That could help out a little bit with getting our radicals under control. Oh wait, we just got +10 legitimacy. I should actually lower taxes to be righteous government. Can actually like afford more construction sectors, so I guess I'll go for more. Yeah, I can afford quite a bit more construction because we're not even running like a negative balance really, which is pretty nice. Portugal thinks they can go against the Japanese East Indies. This is unbelievable. Sure, I'll conquer Portuguese Lourenço Marques, and then I'll also conquer Portuguese Mozambique and Portuguese Zambezia. And yeah, that should be pretty good. I don't think this war is going to be too hard. We have 137 million GDP. Yeah, that's very solid GDP growth we're starting to experience now. Should be getting Beijing incorporated soon, and that should be a real spike in our ability to grow our economy. Chukotka and Kamchatka have managed to have 100% literacy by having under 1,000 people. That's crazy. Colonial exploitation passed. Very nice. Malaria prevention is only about a year away. So that's good. We'll start colonizing the non-malaria areas now. And I guess we probably have more colonial growth. Yeah, a bit more. So let's do East Angola and Botswana. We love getting investments from Japan. That's my favorite country to invest in, Japan. Joining the scramble for Africa, we got malaria prevention, which is pretty nice. Why can we not colonize over here? We don't have an interest in the Congo. Bruh. Why would you do this to me? Our native interest disappeared because we started colonizing. That's always so annoying when something like that happens. Okay, we can make peace with Portugal now. Nice. Secure ourselves on the eastern coast here of Africa. I think we're gonna try to go for like a hyper literacy game and go like public schools level 2, which should give us insanely high literacy because, public schools will give us an additional 24 education access when we're already at 78% literacy. We have Beijing incorporated now, so I think we're gonna try to build Beijing tall next. Um, remove social mobility, remove encourage agriculture industry, violent suppression, remove the road maintenances, do some sort of, yeah, road maintenance here, maybe social mobility. Actually don't know what, yeah, we got kind of bad literacy here. Now, I guess I'll start with construction. Then I'll build a bunch of railways so we have enough infrastructure. Then we'll build out the resources. Then we'll build up some steel and tools and stuff. And we'll just make this a very, very good state because it has, 16 million pops. I'm gonna try to annex Manchuria. It says Russia might join, which would be very unfortunate if they do, but I think we're fine. We can probably beat Russia, right? Russia did side with Manchuria, which is not ideal, but also I think it'll be fine. So the front is plus 15 for us. We also have shrapnel artillery though, I think, so we should be able to win, right? Yeah, we're winning our first battle in southern Jilin, even though we have a actual lack of ammo. Let's start trying to import ammo. There actually isn't that much to import. Maybe we should need to try to build more munitions plants. Yeah, I'm just going to try to build like 10 more munitions plants. It does look like we're just going to sort of easily occupy southern Jilin, and then that's going to be the war. Ecuador wishes to join. They did get a treaty with us at some point, so that's nice. Just unlocked dynamite. I'm going to swap up explosive factories, and I also swapped up dynamite on iron mines, because that seems to be the thing we're lacking the most of right now. We might actually want to do electric sawmills. Yeah, actually, we should probably start doing electric sawmills. How much electricity does that cost? 5. Okay, so each state probably needs like 2 or 3. Yeah, let's do 3 electricity per state. I'm also going to build up some railways. We need like 3 electricity per state, and then we can do electric sawmills, because, yeah, we need a lot of wood, and we don't really have it. And so electric sawmills will give us more wood. Oh, we actually annexed Manchuria. Nice. Yeah, we can start incorporating our newly acquired Manchurian states. We can maybe go for the Southern Manchuria Railway Company as our next company. We do need incorporated states? Do we not? Oh, we only need level 5 railways. Okay. So maybe we can go for like a railway in one of these states and then get the Southern Manchuria Railway Company. Because we are actually getting very close to unlocking the company slot. We just need investment banks. Well, China's unfortunately not going into enough debt, so I'm gonna have to fight them again. We'll at least try to open their market. Now, how much infamy is it to do a law commitment? It's only 6, so we're gonna try to get them to pass 4 laws. Is there anything else we need to do in this war? We could try to take a lot of their money. How much infamy is it to take a lot of their money to make them bankrupt faster? 13 infamy. Maybe we go for that. 13 infamy really isn't that much. No. I don't think we can do it. Let's just leave it at this. Humiliate Great Qing, primary. I kind of want to go for Conquer Shaanxi, but I think we just want to leave our infamy right now, like this. And this will be good enough to, soon enough we can probably go for Transfer Raj, and then hopefully China will be bankrupt and we can try to protect them. All be good. Poor laws will make China poor. That's why they're called poor laws, trust. Okay, we have 3 electricity things everywhere, so I'm going to swap up to electric sawmills, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, China just backs down. Well, maybe that's enough to make them start bankrupting from not getting the money from isolationism tax capacity. I kind of doubt it, though. We'll see. Maybe we can try to get them to agree to a law commitment now. Let's see, it's minus 80. This is looking kind of unreachable. Maybe we can do it, though. Okay, embassy, that's plus 30. Obligation. Money, we can give them monies. Okay, maybe this is actually doable. Let's just take some of their stuff. In the Japanese market, we actually do need some grain. So we'll take as much grain as they can give us. And this looks like a decent deal, except we don't want to give them an obligation at all. Would be so bad for us, actually. So let's just try to get them to give us as much goods as possible so we can get the goods transfer up to plus 50. They actually really love giving us sugar for some reason. Okay, we get an 87% chance. Hopefully we can get them past poor laws. That would be so good. So they can bankrupt. Oh wow, Southern Jilin is 20-year incorporation? Dang, that's unfortunate. This is 20-year incorp. Wow. Why in the world does Beijing have two logging camps? This is very confusing. I feel like it should have a couple more than two logging camps. Oh, we need 5 paper mills in Chugoku so we can establish Mitsubishi, because we can't do the Southern Manchuria Railway Company unless we build a railway in like negative 80% construction efficiency, or negative 62. Actually, maybe that's not too bad if we violence suppression. Maybe we can get Southern Manchuria Railway. Is Southern Manchuria Railway even better though? Coal, glass, and railways versus this company. Coal, paper, and military shipyards? Yeah, I guess it is better, so maybe we should just try to build 5 railways here. Dang, China failed to pass poor laws? How dare they? Okay, going Southern Manchuria Railway Company. I'm not sure how good of a company this is. Kind of looks pretty good. Wheat farms throughput and stuff is pretty nice. Not colony growth speed in non-homeland states is probably the weirdest modifier I've seen ever. You can go food industries, which is an interesting charter. Food company is usually pretty good for 5% birth rate, but this doesn't give you the birth rate, so I don't really know that it's very good. I think it's time for machine steel tools. 5,000 rubber? I don't think we have quite 5,000 rubber, but I think we have close to that in terms of rubber that we can quite easily obtain. We just need to have our rubber plantations re-employ up. Or actually, some of them are already kind of employed up. Okay, we need to kind of spam rubber plantations everywhere we can. Okay, try to fix this. State construction efficiency actually is pretty good in these states compared to what I kind of expected. Maybe we can do another colony. Go in Lower Congo. The good old machine steel tools, as always, is an insane GDP bump. I should probably start researching this tech a little earlier, although the problem is, like, you kind of do need to have a lot of Africa in order to get enough rubber to use it, so maybe not, but the machine steel tools are just so insane for the economy. Like, tooling prices is negative 20 and our GDP has jumped up this much. Once tooling prices start recovering from, like, exporting or something, it's going to be so much better. Kind of surprised that this trade center isn't exporting more tools. I wonder if putting a subvention on exports would make some sense here. I think maybe it does. I'm gonna do a low subvention on export of tools right now. Maybe we'll up it, but for now, I think low subvention is good enough. I'm gonna bring the armed forces into government and start trying to pass mass conscription. Actually, maybe we're gonna go minus 100% what's it called? Enactment time. I'm gonna remove all of the consumption taxes. Go down to tax law. Now our righteous government, which should mean that we can pass this minus 50% enactment time. I'm gonna try to get this through and then try to transfer Raj. Negative 20% enactment time. Negative 70% enactment time. Could we get some more minus enactment time events? That would be very cool. I think you should consider giving me some minus enactment time events. Unfortunately, that's not a minus enactment time event. Minus 15 enactment time. 15-day enactment time. This is what we love to see. Can we please get one more minus enacted time event? That would be great. Or we could just pass the law. That would also be fine. Get our next company slot. I'm gonna slot in Mitsubishi. Okay, we get mass conscription through. Very, very nice. I think with mass conscription we can probably win like any war. So maybe we start thinking about declaring that war. Well, it's time for war. Humiliate Burma. Transfer British Raj. Now, conscripts can go down here. We get a couple of shrapnel artillery down there as well. Then, I'm gonna go for some armies here. With shrapnel artillery and stuff, so that we can hopefully naval invade India. Hopefully. I'm gonna build up this navy more. I'm also gonna try to build up the second navy a little bit, because I do wanna do a distraction naval invasion, because what happens is the British AI continuously teleports troops to the front when we do a naval invasion. I don't know why this happens, but it's really annoying. But the plan is if we try to do 2 naval invasions, hopefully the troops will go to one of them and then not go to the other. Something like that. I don't know. Just call ally France here and try to win this war. Okay. Get as much skirmish as possible so that we can defend this other front that exists over here in the south, Cambodia. Go over there, defend. Also, I'm going to swap all of our ports up to industrial port and subsidize them. Okay, we got some of their troops diverted by this army, and hopefully when our big army comes in, they won't have quite as many troops to defend against because of that. We want to have a similar amount of troops to our navy size so that we can actually defend. We don't question now that French troops just teleported there. It truly is magic. Anyway, now our front has only like a couple of troops teleported to it, so hopefully that'll make it a lot easier to push in. Yeah, they have very little actually. That's gonna be way easier than. Yeah, that's gonna make it so much easier. Okay. We need to get into Burma as well though, because of the Humiliate Burma CB. I really shouldn't have added that probably. Yeah, that was probably a huge mistake, because we're gonna get into West Bengal fairly easily. And then it's just gonna be a question of how do we get into Burma. I guess we can probably just try to re-land. But it is gonna be a little tricky. This army was not meant to push. Let's just put these guys on defense, please. Um, Okay, I'm gonna go into this big army, split formation, grab the newly created army, and then naval invade Pegu with it, because we need to get Pegu in order to enforce, and then we should be good. Or we can maybe just push east with this army, or yeah, that might work too. Our fleet is kind of losing over here. It's also kind of winning, but it's mostly losing, I think. We just need a couple more battles in Arakan, then we can start pushing into Burma. We also are actually pushing into Burma from this way, which actually is working out kind of well. Oh yeah, we're actually going to get into Pegu through that. We don't question why these are showing naval invasion symbols. It's a little weird, but it is what it is. Okay, we just need one more battle in Pegu. Come on. Okay, well, the offense isn't great, but we have so much more numbers that it looks like we are going to win and hopefully receive Pegu, except we only have 74% apparently. Or no, we have 76% maybe? Okay, this is a little weird, but I guess it's good. Okay. Oh, that part is now included in this front? Okay, that's pretty weird. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, the naval invasion finally is going. Okay. Go, go, go. Yes, we win. We win the war. Okay, we're in Pegu. Now it's just a matter of time. Okay. Britain's about to go negative war support. Oh, they don't want to do this peace deal? Bruh. How close is Indian national movement to triggering? It's not that close, so maybe we can wait this out. Yeah, that's not great. Could like accept one of their liberates or something, but definitely don't want to do that if possible. Okay, looks like we can get peace in just a second here. Yep, there's peace. The Dominion of India is now a great part of the Japanese Empire. We're now #1 in the world. Okay, very cool. We have a fish shortage. Do we have the fish PM upgraded to the third one? I think we do, yeah. That's crazy that we have a fish shortage still. How are we demanding so much fish? Wow, pop needs all the pops in the world want our fish. That's crazy. Maybe we should just start building giant agricultures. I don't really know where we can build it though. We don't really have that many peasants left, do we? Actually, we do have some peasants, but I guess we can make Chubu a giant farm. It's not that efficient, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We should swap this up to fertilizer. We just need to try to maximize this stuff. Fertilizer should give us a lot more. Also, swapping up this PM will help. Yeah, let's build like a ton of fertilizer plants here as well, so we can hopefully make the rice not terribly inefficient. Oh, I forgot to give Mitsubishi iron mine rights. That's a bit of a mistake. We should fix that. Yeah, let's give that iron mine rights. That's gonna be pretty big. We need a lot of iron. Is China gonna fail to pass poor laws? Is there any way we can like get them to get on a law commitment with us again? -140? Probably not. Hopefully they'll just succeed here. They have a 10% success chance still. This is really unfortunate that China is just kind of failing to pass poor laws. We get the anarchy. We'll of course take the radicals because I cannot just let India become free. That is not acceptable. And then mobilize the army. Go for Indian uprising. It's gonna get destroyed. It has 200 million GDP. Is market capital like over here or something? Yeah, it is. 99 advantage. The front is going our way. Very nice. And China still didn't pass poor laws. This is very unfortunate. We need to find a way to get China to bankrupt. They really just aren't bankrupting, you know? They're in 25 million debt, but they know no they don't want to bankrupt. So maybe after this war we need to try to declare a new war against China and make them go bankrupt with that. Yeah, I guess we'll go conquer Shaanxi and then um enforce money transfer 95,000. Do we primary that? It's 7 infamy. I'm gonna primary it. And then do we go for enforced law commitment as well? No, I think that'll be good enough, right? Surely it'll be good enough. Surely. Then we'll just humiliate and revoke claim. Surely this will be great. I'm sure this will all work out. Apparently the Chinese capital is Guangxi. Okay, actually I should move the stack down south because Guangxi, yeah, it's way more close to South China than North China. Maybe we actually even remove this off as well. Yeah, we're gonna do that because the southern front is like the important front, clearly. Kanto just casually having 128 million GP. Pretty nice, pretty nice. How's the tooling working? We have 50 productivity tooling workshops here. Maybe we should expand the tooling again. How much are we exporting? We're exporting 40,000. How much are we spending on subventions for that? 268K? That really isn't that bad. We're probably making that back in the dividends here. Yeah, let's just like build some more tooling workshops here. We're running out of things to tech spread, so I think it's time to go open borders to complete Ensakoku. We could also go migration controls, I guess. We have multiculturalism, so actually let's just go migration controls. It'll be way easier to pass. Can we get the PB in government too? Yeah, this will be like an easy pass. We can complete Ensakoku, and that'll be great. We'll stop getting our plus 100% tech spread events, but we already have basically completely caught up in tech. So it's just gonna be good to complete the restoration, get our claims on Korea and stuff. We are, oh, um, Oh, no, let's not swap fronts. We just need to push into Guangxi. Nothing else matters. Except that other stuff does matter, and I should assign this troop to go over there so we have something and we don't get no market access in Beijing forever. GDP spiked up and then back down. I assume that's because of the low market access or something. And let's not revoke claim. Oh, Belgium and Brazil still don't want to make peace. How dare they? What if we don't humiliate? Nope, they still don't want to make peace. Dang. Okay, proposed peace deal. The Declaration of Edo. Surely China's gonna start bankrupting with this much debt, right? 25 million? What's their next tick gonna be? Let's take a look. 26.2. Surely that's not escapable. Surely. Oh, yes, we passed migration controls. There is restoration and Sikoku. And the Meiji restoration is complete. A renewed Japan. We can either get relations or whatever. But of course, the most important thing here, plus 15% mill research speed and claims on Korea. You know, we could have just annexed Korea for what, like 7.5 infamy, but instead, oh, we have too good of relations to even use the claims. Oops. Wait, is it actually cheap? Wait, what? Did they remove claims getting reduced by 75% when you have, them below 25 liberties there? I guess they did. So that means we gotta go for normal annex country play, and this is gonna be the best way to do it. Or well, actually, I don't know if that was best. Oh, we have China in this play against us. That's not ideal, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the reason this might not have been good is it's going to give all of our subjects a huge Liberty Desire boost, but I'm sure it'll be fine. They're only going to have the largest Liberty Desire in the history of Liberty Desire. What could possibly go wrong? The answer is everything, of course, but we can just imagine that the answer is nothing, and therefore everything will be fine. Oh wow, we can already lib Siberia from Russia? Yeah, I'm definitely going to try that. Do we have the infamy to conquer these provinces right now? Amur and Primorye? Let's take a look and see how much infamy that would be. Amur and Primorye, where are they? Where are you hiding, Amur and Primorye? I don't know. Here they are. It's too much infamy, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave these for later. But living Siberia is gonna be pretty huge. Unfortunately, all this is like 20-year incorporation for us. I wish that Japan would have like Ainu or something so we could incorporate North Asian stuff in 5 years instead of 20. But just crashed, and when I reloaded, my country is now white. I don't know what happened to cause this. I guess it's completing the restoration that does this, that turns you white now. Interesting. Get the good old up in the air event. This gives plus 30 army offense, which is, yeah, pretty insane. Pushes are just going to be completely unstoppable with 30 extra offense. We've already enforced out Russia, so I guess we'll go for your next Korea, and yet they'll accept. Okay, very nice. Not change capital state, but incorporate. That'll be some good states. There's a lot of really good stuff in Korea. Like you can see tons of iron mines here and stuff. We want to build up Carfudo pipeline. I cannot be spending 400 government expenses forever, although 20% oil extractors throughput is kind of nice. Actually, it's only 400. That's actually so little. We'll do it, I guess. Oh wow, my budget is super positive. I should expand construction a ton. I don't know where's best to expand construction. Maybe Shaanxi, Southern Jilin, North Heilongjiang. And then after that, I don't really know what's going to be best. Maybe start expanding in Africa. I guess we do multiculturalism, so qualification shouldn't be too bad on that. I guess we should go like census suffrage, because I do want to go women's suffrage, and that requires having a voting law. Absolutely, kind of want to start a civil war, but it's not going to be able to, because we got good enough legitimacy and stuff. It's only 80 radicalism. Well, that's not good. Oh no. Oh no. The Great Flood has hit Japan. Here's 3 mandates. I guess we should swap out construction. Could go like companies 3. I think that's probably good. Yeah, I'll go companies 3, I guess. Because it's an extra company slot. What do we want to go? Oil could be decent. Maybe just go food. Yeah, I think we just go food here. We don't have food as our extent. What would we expand here other than food? Fertilizer? Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's take this. Japanese foods. We don't want to give it industry trader because we don't really have any wheat in our country. So this should be good. We just really want to get that, what's it called? Gourmet groceries. We'll give it a monopoly on food industries. Pricing's finally dealt with, so that's good. Keep going up. 671 million right now. Maybe we can get close to a billion by 1900. Not quite reach it probably, but we're gonna be pretty close. Okay, we get census suffrage. That's very nice. Now we want to try to get women's suffrage, but this is gonna require intelligentsia. We can try to get like a reformer PB or something. That would be very good. Oh, the reason we set a low legitimacy right now is we need the election. We should probably just wait for the election and see what happens. Progressive Party is going to win. I assume that getting them in government is hyper illegitimate, though. Yeah, very, very illegitimate. Minus 104 from ideological incompatibility. But I just realized we're back to being red. I think census suffrage made us be red again because we are, I guess, not autocratic anymore or something. Let's finish compression ignition. Now I'm going to go macro and antibiotics, I guess. Wow, our construction prices are really, we're not using nearly enough money on construction, I meant to say. We have so much gold reserves just building up. I'm going to start spamming construction everywhere we can. Up to 30 levels everywhere. Everywhere gets a construction sector. You get a construction sector. You get a construction sector. Maybe not so much in Sakhalin because that has like no people, but basically everywhere we need to give a ton of construction sectors. POV, you're exporting 70,000 tools to the world. Very big, nice. We're actually getting surprisingly close to hitting a billion by 1900. We might hit it mid 1900, like not into 1901. Pretty surprising. 200 million GDP in Kanto. Let's go. Probably start using oil on something, and that something should be diesel trains because I want more infrastructure. Should probably build more automobile factories. For some reason, they're all in South Angola. Let's build some in a good state. Where do we have peasants? Southern Jilin, Beijing. We've got a decent amount of peasants. Let's build like a 50 automobile stack. Is a socialist revolt going on in Russia? Unfortunately, that is not a minor power. If it was a minor power, that would be a super nice thing to try to subjugate. If we also had an interest in it, but we don't have an interest in it either, so. Hopefully China will be bankrupting soon. They're up to 154 million debt, which probably means they're going to bankrupt very soon. Automobiles are so strong. We're making, a good old 80k positive balance off these 50 automobiles. What are the tooling workshops making? 700,000. Wow, the tooling workshops are actually kind of insane. Maybe I should just keep on building more tooling workshops. Who needs other industries when you have tooling? The tools are minus 9% price and they're still this profitable. It's kind of ridiculous. If I just build more tools, I don't know. Can we build tools here? Are they productive here? They're not that productive, but they're productive enough. We'll build like 200 tools and then some trade centers as well. We have 800,000 unemployed pops here. What is going on? Why do we have unemployment and no peasants? They built 300 levels of wheat farm? Okay, that's interesting. Certainly Interesting thing. It's because the reinvestment is bugged right now and they like building big stacks, but you know what? Who cares about that? Small problem. Oh, China is no longer, or China bankrupted, I mean. Yeah, China bankrupted. Very nice. So very soon we'll be able to protectorate them. Oh, we actually managed to hit a billion by 1900. Crazy. We want to pass women's suffrage. I think we have to go down 2 tax levels so we get the trade unions and government. And then I guess we can go for this. Also, this makes the trade union stop giving us a -20 state construction efficiency, which is kind of nice, I guess. Well, I didn't notice immediately, but China is a unrecognized regional. Also, they're like nowhere near becoming unrecognized major, so that's good. We should go for protectorate on China. And yeah, it should be pretty nice. I guess we'll add some revoke claims to make them more likely to simply back down, because that would be much more convenient than having to walk down to Guangxi or whatever. We should actually walk up from, what's it called? Vietnam. That would be better. But yeah, we just hope they back down because that'll be much easier. They have like 101 scaredness, so I think they probably will. We'll see. Oh, China did just back down. Okay, that's super nice. Let's start improving relations. They better not just explode on me here. That would be very mean if they just exploded on me here while I'm in this play, so I can't transfer their states away. Okay, looks like China isn't exploding on me. Vietnam is not very happy that I'm feeding their states away to China, but I'm gonna feed their states away to China anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna make China go down to being a puppet. At any cost, China shall become a puppet. And then we're gonna grant all their states to Tibet. Probably not gonna grant India though, because you know, I think it'll look nicer if we just don't do India or anything. Nagari, and there we go. Now we just grant Tibet, all of China. Oh, what? I have a Tibet truce. I should actually feed this all to Dynam. Okay. Okay, Dynam, please accept my annexation. Yes. The Empire of Japan now controls all of China. Big nice. Start massively incorporating. This is going to put us in huge bureaucracy deficit, but it will be fine. It's only negative 40,000 bureaucracy. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Everything's the answer to what's the worst that could possibly happen, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Just build a couple of government administrations, maybe sprinkle some in China, and everything will be good. Okay. Slowly incorporating China. It takes a while to incorporate, but once it incorporates, we will be a great country. Right now, we only have 1.85 billion GDP in the block. This is completely unacceptable. Or you should probably annex Formosa. That would, make sense. That is historical Japanese territory, so not owning it would be against the rules. There are no rules, but that would be still against the rules, regardless of there being no rules. Spanish turned against us in my play to annex Formosa. This is unacceptable. The Philippines are now a rightful Japanese colony. Crazy how much better Japan has gotten. This time, in my previous Japan run, we were only like 500 million GDP. This little exponential part has gotten a lot better. Although we did annex China, even before we annexed China, we had, like double the GDP, even though that run had actually conquered way more of China back then. We have another company slot. We could go motor industries or oil. It's kind of a couple of good options. Home goods also would make some sense. I think we might just want to go automotive. It's kind of just an insane industry, you know. The cars, they're too good. Monopoly on automotive industries. The cars are actually just so insane though. Like 145 levels of cars, 70 productivity. It's so good. I'll put a low subvention on the export of cars so we can make the world market price go up a bit or go down a bit. So people import it and stuff. 1.4 billion GDP. We must rise in GDP. GDP is not high enough. 1.5 billion GDP. The GDP is going exponential. It's actually crazy. We went from, a billion in 1900 to 1.5 billion now. Once China incorporates is when the GDP growth will start going even faster for a little bit, at least, probably. Oh, nice. We got women's suffrage. What law do we want to go for next is an interesting question. Could try to go, like, compulsory primary school. That wouldn't be too bad. Could also try to go off of monarchy. That doesn't look actually too easy. So, yeah, probably just going to go compulsory primary school. Remove that mortality, although it does remove dependence income. So maybe we just go old age pension here. No, we can't really go that too easily. Let's just go compulsory primary school, I guess. Beijing took over Kanto as our #1 state just because automobiles are so insane, I think. Yeah, it's got to be driven by automobiles, right? Cause oh, do we actually make more tools there as well? Oh, more tools and automobiles. That's why this state is now our number one state. Yeah, even though it's got less people in it, because Kanto has been getting migration for like forever. It's got 43 million people. Now it's losing people, I guess, to Beijing. Yeah, Beijing is getting a ton of migrants now. Progressive Party just won like almost 100% of the votes in the election, so we could actually make them the government now. Trade unions are very happy though, so there's not really a reason to make them the government right now. Just gonna keep passing child labor, or banning child labor. Well, 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 Russian socialist revolt. Is it possible to make these guys our subject? Probably not, but you know, it's worth a shot. Come on. No, it's kind of close, but it's not happening. Big sad. Very big sad. We can't sign a treaty or anything and get a defensive pact. If we could get it over, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing else we can do to get enough acceptance. Yeah. If we were actually under 50 infamy, we might be able to get this. I think. Dang, that's really unlucky. Oh, the incorporation of China is done. Big nice. Building up a bunch of automobile factories in southern Anhui. Might want to start going up. Oh, yeah, we should level up to level 5 health system for sure. But I think we're going to go up to level 3 education because the run is going to be ending soon. So we should take advantage of that plus 15% tech research speed. I'm going to start conquering the Indonesia region because, you know, the borders look kind of bad right now. We got to clean up all these evil tiny countries. Okay, we got level 5 and level 3 education, which means we get integrating Terracotta plus 15% research speed. Our max innovation went way down because we've been lowering literacy throughout the campaign. We're back at like the literacy we were in 1836, maybe a little bit below. Crazy. We produce like 99% of the world's automobiles. The USA is keeping on to a little bit of them, so we can't quite say we own 100% of the world's automobiles. Oh, because yeah, they've got Ford. How is Ford so small that they only have like that little? They've got a 30 stack automobile producing. What a noob. Imagine not having like a 3,000 set. I'm gonna start spamming government administrations in China because we do have lots of tax capacity problems to solve over here. I think it's time to kick Britain out of this region of the world. Transfer Burma. Return Cambodia. Return British Eastern Guangdong. Transfer Federated Shan states. And I guess we can maybe primary this one and this one. And then it's also, I guess, humiliate Great. I didn't mean to primary the other one, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And yeah, that seems like a good. We'll kick Britain out of this region. Could try to transfer Australia, but that would put us over 100 infamy. Don't really feel like it. Although, you know, going over 100 infamy would be pretty historical as Japan. They did it a couple years after the end of Victory's timeline. No, the evil strike. Open negotiations with the strikers. How could they do this to me? I hate strikers. Why did my GDP fall? Is it the strikers' fault? Probably. Raised a bunch more conscripts. Hopefully it's enough to win this war. We'll see. It's gonna be kind of tough. We can probably just blockade the UK and be fine, right? Sure, like we can just blockade the UK and be fine. We just convoy raid and like here or something and be fine. Destroy the British ability to reinforce. Unfortunately, we're actually like losing on this front, which is, yeah, not great. But our troops should get manpower and then be able to win, surely. I'm gonna start researching chem warfare because I feel like we might need it. This war is really not going that well. The UK is surprisingly strong. 250 battalions. Canada has 100. Australia has 80. It's actually like not that many battalions. How do they have a chance in this war? It's unbelievable. Let's upgrade all units, and I guess I'll start building up a giant army because yeah, mass conscription is gonna let us build a very big army to try to get this war won. Yeah, something like whatever. This should be decent. And then just hire a bunch of army generals, and yeah, we should be able to win this eventually. Unfortunately, the evil Americans have landed in Japan, which is, yeah, not good. Not good at all. Hopefully we can defeat their navies. What, they're defeating my navy? No, no you're not. What? That's crazy. Oh, what, they naval invaded into Guangdong? That's not good. We should probably just start pushing. Also, we need to make sure that's turned on and stuff. Surely we can just push into Burma, right? We need America to capitulate out, but they're just nowhere near that. This is really not great. Oh, they occupied me in Africa? Oh, that's so bad for the economy. We really need to finish this war. Finally kick them out of the Japanese mainland, so that's something. Trying to land into Africa to try to stop the devastation ticking there, but yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. All of our armies are just sitting here. Let's send them to this front. Oh, the Americans sent over an army, so we're not going to retake Africa. No! America is currently carrying the war with 40,000 power projections, so once they're out, we should have much more of a chance. It is really unfortunate that we're getting Africa occupied for so long. It's gonna be so bad. Yeah, we're getting 50% devastation in these states. It's so bad. Okay, USA just capped out of the war, which is huge. Now the front advantage is like actually big. We can try to win. If we do a new naval invasion into Africa, we should have much more luck now. That we like can't really very easily. We need to get a army that we can send over here. Sure, you, please. We just need to get something over here in Africa so we can stop being occupied because it's so bad. How in the world is Great Britain holding this, bro? This is ridiculous. Great Britain is outnumbered by so much power projection. It's absurd. But they're just like not getting pushed because magic. I don't know. But I just reloaded, and I think a bunch of American troops were on the front because the front advantage went up to 90 all of a sudden. So that's good. Um, I think we're gonna make it. Okay, we're gonna finally start enforcing on UK soon. We just need to occupy Federated Shan states. Oh, we do. Okay. We can finally start enforcing on UK. I was trying to land the home countries, but that's not necessary. Okay, finally. No, what? UK doesn't want to make peace? Because what? Why is that not getting counted as getting enforced? I'm so confused why return British Eastern Guangdong isn't getting counted. What? I guess because it's a minus 100 war support subject, so they think it's going to capitulate in a second, but it's not actually going to. That's my best guess. War with the British is finally coming to a close. No, not actually. Next week it'll come to close. Finishing off the Malay Peninsula here real quick. It's looking like pretty good. Hopefully our economy can go back to normal. We've been rebounding, but yeah, we need to get that rubber back. The minus 50% throughput we're gonna have on a lot of it is not ideal. Oh, the war's finally over, but yeah, we have 100 devastation in all these provinces, which yeah, it's not good for our pop growth, unfortunately. Minus 100 state construction efficiency. Oh, actually, it's just so Jover. Wow, that's so evil. Oh no, I forgot to click the event in the strike thing, so we can't stop the strike. Oh, I'm so stupid. That means we're gonna have to end the run soon here, because yeah, we're gonna get destroyed by the strike if we continue. This is so sad. We're having such a good run. Well, I'm gonna end the campaign off here. We got to 2.5 billion GDP. Unfortunately, if we were to continue, we would simply die to strikes, because yeah, I don't have a save from before this, so yeah, this is really frustrating. I wish that they would make the default option on this one of the ones where you have to pass a law, because that is so much better than this stupid option where you have to make no state have 15% radical machinists and laborers, and also make it so they don't have workplaces on strike. I don't know how you can possibly make them not have workplaces on strike. That seems impossible. So yeah, that's a little bit weird. Anyway, before we end off, we can take a look at a couple of graphs. This is the GDP graph. The literacy graph. You can see every time we incorporated a new part of China on this graph. And you can see the inverse of that on this graph, the population graph, although this one might be slightly out of tune because of, incorporation time. You can see we managed to get up to 17 SOL, which I think is pretty solid, although we definitely could have gotten higher, of course. Just, the strikes are kind of preventing us from playing too much further. We've got 100 million radicals, also 100 million loyalists, and we're running negative 4 million balance, which this is actually probably sustainable. Maybe the strike would make it not sustainable, but for now, it seems like a fairly sustainable level of growth. Taking like the culture map mode, and looks like nothing major has changed except for Alxa getting UA, I guess. Yeah, other than that, everything here looks pretty normal. The populations in Africa are way lower than normal due to the devastation in that war. You really need to guard your African colonies during war. This is something I need to get used to. Because, yeah, getting that devastation on our African colonies was so bad. 3.32 billion GDP in the block. These were the mandates we ended off with. And yeah, I think that's going to end off the video. So, goodbye!